Good evening. This is John Barnes coming to you with my responses to the questions regarding the Dying on Everest video we watched for this week's class. Heard you mention last week that we could either do a write-up or a quick video. I'd never done a quick video for an assignment like this before, so I thought it might be kind of fun. Please give me some constructive criticism when we're through with this. Like I said, it's my first time. So let's go ahead and get started. What is the role of the leader in this scenario? I think first and foremost, the role of the leader in this scenario would be to keep the team and the folks that he is immediately responsible for safe. I think would be the number one priority. And then also get them to the top of the mountain and back down safely as well, so they can accomplish the goal that they set out for. And then the third priority, I guess, would be other folks who aren't in his camp. So I would say he's needs to remain loyal first to the safety of his team, and then to the goal, and then to the safety and the well-being of others who are not in his direct care. So who are the key constituents that he is responsible for? In this case, that's pretty straightforward. It's Engel, the amputee who's on his first attempt for Everest. It is Cowboy. It is Mark Fetchew. And then I would say Woody is also he's a leader, but he's also under the command or needs to go to Russell for guidance and direction. So ultimately, Russell, I believe, is the leader, with Woody being second in command, and then the rest of the folks climbing would be the people he'd be responsible for. So what is the range of options this leader has to help resolve the situation? And I guess the situation being referred to in this question is David Sharp being frozen in the cave and unable to move and unable to help himself. Really, I only see two options in this situation. First situation is to keep moving, keep yourself safe, accomplish the goal. And the second situation would be to try to help this gentleman, which what I gathered from the video, it was pretty cut and dry. If they would have tried to stop and help this person, then none of the people then they wouldn't have survived. He wouldn't have survived. So I think those are kind of the two ends of the spectrum there, the range of options. How are the different constituents impacted differently by each of these options? Well, they go into quite a bit of detail about Cowboy and how he was very shocked, felt a lot of guilt, felt very uncomfortable, was very transfixed by David Sharp and the situation that he was in. And really, if anybody had the strong will to help David Sharp, it was certainly Cowboy. Mark Fetchew, he'd been in some really bad climbing situations in the past, and he knew what can happen if you get into trouble. So he was just kind of following along and was not happy to pass by, but willing to pass by in order to get his goal accomplished. Woody, being the leader, had been in this situation many times before and passed bodies multiple times throughout multiple climbs. So this was something that really didn't affect him too much either. And Engel, he has his own cross. He has his own crosses to bear, if you will, trying to climb Everest with the legs, or without his actual legs. So he was affected by David Sharp, but at the same time, he knew there was nothing that he could do to help him. And then Russell, he's what I would refer to as a gristled veteran, and has also been in the situation many times, and just is kind of understanding of the fact that, yes, people will die climbing the mountain, and it's just kind of part of it. So that's kind of the way that he reacted there. Next question, what would you do if you were the leader? It's a really tough thing to say, and I guess it's easy for us to watch the video and make conclusions about it. It would be much different if we were in that situation, and actually making decisions that are going to affect the livelihood of the people that we're responsible for. But I think ultimately you have to take the safety and the well-being of the people who are on your team as your number one priority, and ensure that they get home safe. And that's kind of, part of what they pay to climb to the top of Everest ultimately. But at the same time, if they don't make it home, then the accomplishment is kind of moot, if you will. So I think if I was the leader, I would have made a little bit more of an attempt to help David Sharp, but at the same time, it seemed like the people who were experienced and knew what they were doing were also aware that there was really nothing they could do. So you just have to take care of your team in that type of situation. What is the ethical thing to do, and who decides what ethical is? In that situation, again, the ethical thing to do, I think, is to keep the people alive that are still alive, and to keep the teams moving forward. I think if there would have been a major push to help David Sharp down the mountain, then who knows, what other bad things could have happened to many of the other climbers. So the ethical thing to do would be to keep moving, and be to keep your people safe. The heroic thing to do would be to try to help David Sharp. But people have obviously died trying to help others in those type of situations, and that's why you pay someone like Russell, and why Woody is your leader. These guys who have done these things over and over again, to kind of take the lead and show you how it's done. Hope I didn't ramble on too much there, G. Enjoyed the exercise, enjoyed the movie, enjoyed thinking about the leadership situation there, and just look forward to the discussion with the classmates. Look forward to talking to you on Monday. Thank you.